AMC stock is continuing the green streak yet again today, up 4.33% at the time of recording this intraday update. At the same time as this, NCMI, the company that AMC just took a 10% stake in, is up 171% after announcing bankruptcy. This is one of the factors of many factors recently that is helping AMC move higher and continuing this bullishness, this recent bullishness that we have seen in AMC stock. Now, on top of that, the cost to borrow rates continue to soar here intraday, and the CPI, if you did not see in the last video, came in well below expectations on headline, but stickier than expected on core CPI, or stickier than we were hoping for. So the work is cut out for us here in this video. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Source your comments, questions, or concerns down below in the comment section. Now let's get into it. First things first, talk about what is going to be coming later on today at about 2 p.m. here in about an hour or so. You are going to get the FOMC minutes. Now this is a transcript essentially of the last Fed meeting, so it may or may not give us clarity and new details on the banking crisis and why the Fed raised 25 basis points instead of pausing, so on and so forth. So you might get some new information that could move the markets. Typically, you do get a market reaction off of this, but it's not always a big market reaction. So we'll see what happens. It is highlighted in red on Trading Economics, the trading calendar, so it's expected to be a high volatility catalyst. And you can see that is right here at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, what you got earlier in the day today with inflation, headline inflation rose just 0.1% better than expectations and 5% on a year-over-year basis. Excluding food and energy, core CPI went up 0.4% month over month and 5.6% as expected. Now, it's expected, or it was expected, but it's very bad. And this is showing that CPI headline is coming down, whereas core is reaccelerating. Now, what does that mean? Well, food and energy were the sole driving factors to drive down CPI, headline CPI. Whereas when you take out food and energy, your sticky inflation looks to be here to stay. And that is what is causing a lot of back and forth in this market today. And this story is far from over. And I do expect over the next coming days and weeks, investors will look at this data as not a good thing, because it's not a good thing. The Fed's not going to be able to cut anytime soon. A pause is optimistic given this core inflation rating that we got today, but the markets are focusing on the headline, and that might be the case throughout the rest of the day. But I do think core is ultimately what is most important. Last time you've seen core CPI become higher than headline CPI was back here in January of 2021, when both of these readings were around 1.4%. So under the Fed's 2% target. That's no longer the case. So where we go from here will be very important, and every single data point is going to be very important after this CPI release that we just got today. Now, let's do a 360. Let's get into what is happening with AMC stock on the day. Now, like I said, we're not going to talk about it all too much, but National Sin Media stock, they are up about 170% today after recently announcing bankruptcy. And this is a lot of the times the bankruptcy effect to this. You can get big rallies. And AMC, they just acquired a stake. And it'll be interesting because I believe this bankruptcy, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe this bankruptcy proceeding will allow them to remain in business. But nonetheless, AMC, they made a decent dollar off of this trade in National Sin Media, and that is helping to fuel a lot of this bullishness that you are seeing today. And on top of that, you're getting some people that are calling for another short squeeze. This article says another short squeeze could be coming for this stock, and it's about AMC. If you take a look at what they say specifically, these two paragraphs, AMC currently has a very high short interest due to its poor fundamentals and plans to convert AMC preferred equity APE shares into AMC Class A common stock. The high short demand has caused borrowing fees to skyrocket. Borrowing fees had jumped to more than 750% last week when the pool of borrowable AMC shares decreased significantly. In March, AMC shareholders approved increasing total shares by converting APE units to Class A common stock. The difference in price between AMC's common stock and APE units provided an opportunity for arbitrage traders to capitalize on the price variance, expecting the prices of the two to be equal once the conversion of the APE units to common shares materializes. However, a Delaware court denied the company's plan for conversion of APE units to AMC Class A common stock, including a 10-for-1 reverse stock split. This development led to a jump in AMC shares while APE units tumbled. AMC shares could see further upside as news of Amazon looking to purchase AMC to promote its content and other services do the rounds. Any positive development in this regard will likely fuel an upward movement in the stock, fueling another short squeeze. AMC stock has gained 33.4% in price year to date, while it has declined 52.8% over the past year to close the last trading session at $5.43 per share. So there's some individuals, I would say smarter individuals, that are looking at this overall situation, taking a bigger picture kind of look at what is going on with this court date, specifically with this court date, and saying any positive development is really going to squeeze the shorts out of their short positions. This is a different moment in time where shorts are massively short in AMC stock. They're buying a bunch of puts. They're buying they're buying APE like nobody's business, all expecting the same result. If that same result does not happen on April 27th, well, you're going to get a short squeeze. There's almost no other way to put it. Now, obviously, I'm not a financial advisor, not financial advice. Anything can happen with AMC, blah, blah, blah. You know the spiel. But as of right now, it doesn't look as likely as what the markets are pricing, and specifically the options market. So let's go ahead and give you guys an update for April 28th. 2023, the option expiration the day after the court date on April 27th. And you could see the total open interest for the call side is sitting at almost 13%. You were at 9.77% on Monday. The stock has rallied since Monday. This is, I believe, the third green day in a row for AMC. And it's no surprise that the open interest on the call side continues to increase since you were starting at such a low level, right? There was one call for every 9 puts on this option expiration. It's still about that same ratio, but it's getting a little bit better. And I do expect it to continue to get better over the next couple of weeks as traders start to really weigh the risks here of getting a short squeeze if the judge does not side in the hedge funds favor. You got to hedge out your loss heading into an event like that. You just have to. And that is bullish for AMC. Now, total option activity for today. 15 orders totaling about $7 million, positive order value of 5%. Let me be clear here. There's a lot of bearish option activity as well for April 21st. Specifically, there's a lot of bullish option activity, a little bit more than 51% for this Friday. But for April 21st, you're expecting a lot more bearishness with 65.5% of the total open interest being puts, 34.5% being calls. And then April 28th, like I said, that's where things start to look really bearish on the options. Now, that's another factor that is helping to contribute to AMC's most recent rally. But also, you got to mention the cost to borrow rates here because that hurts. And that puts a lot of pressure on shorts to do something. Hedge out those short positions. Cover on those short positions. You got to do something when cost to borrow rates are this high. Cost to borrow max currently sitting at 901%. Cost to borrow average at 683%. And cost to borrow minimum says 1%. It's not even close to that. I would say it's more like 400, 500%. Considering Interactive Brokers' short availability has about 150,000 shares currently available and a cost to borrow rate of 35.33%. Interactive Brokers, as you guys do know, likes to favor hedge fund and institutional clients, so they tend to get better deals, right, on some of these short positions, and they're even charging over 700%. That shows the extreme level of volatility and the potential for shorts to get squeezed out of these positions, and that is why the cost to bar rates are so high. A quick look at the short interest, sitting at about 25%. Not much has actually changed there. Looks like about 433,000 shares were actually covered as of yesterday, bringing the total amount of shares currently sold short to 129.34 million shares here on the day. Quick look at the Sanko tracker data to see what we're looking like by the end of this week, and you got about 65,000 calls currently in the money and about 95,000 calls out of the money. The put side looks horrendous here. 22,000 puts in the money and 131,000 puts out of the money. So it looks like, you are getting some of that bullish option activity for this week that is helping to push AMC stock higher. Next week is where things start to look a lot worse, and that's because you got about 72,000 calls in the money for next week, 345,000 calls out of the money, 183,000 puts in the money, and 611,000 puts that are out of the money. For whatever reason, traders are really betting that AMC falls like a rock next week, as well as April 28th. So there is a quick update for you guys. Like I said, you are going to get the FOMC minutes coming out at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That will also be very important. Now, another developing situation with AMC stock, not to mention the stock is up 5.25% at the time of recording this video, but AMC also broke out above the 50 and 100-day moving averages and closed above them yesterday, and now you're really getting a little bit of distance between that 100-day moving average and where AMC currently trades. 100-day moving average at $5.55 per share. That is going to be your level of support if you do get a downside move. But from here, all technical indicators point to a continued rally with AMC stock. So that is going to do it for this video. We covered a lot of ground in surprisingly a very short amount of time. We will be back at 4 p.m. to talk about the FOMC minutes and any new updates or numbers that may have changed from now until then. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, source your comments, questions, or concerns down below in the comment section if you have not already. Also, if you guys want to come trade with me live in real time, link down below in the description of this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.